So look, if I shoot this, it'll open and trigger the door by shooting the Enderman through the wall. Yeah, there's some weird way that this works out. Now we've got an Enderman trapped here in the boat with the chicken to fill up the other slot. What that ends up doing is that it triggers the exact sound here, sound level 14 with the calibrated scope sensor. But if you knew like which block to go for, maybe because you got particles here, you could even tuck in some crying obsidian so it's less obvious. Now look at that. Walk my way in, and the reason this is working here is that these are wall blocks here. Yeah. This particular design is by Acrobatics Duty 8731. I think that's so cool. What a clever way of using the Enderman. Extinguishing fire in the nether. Now it seems stupid because I mean it's the
Hey,
nether,
Clover.
but surely enough, we go and
Hey, Knight.
and I bring myself some splash of water
It's so
bottles.
freaking
Splash
cold
water
out.
bottles, by all
I'm
other
trying to
accounts,
stay
not
warm.
worthwhile. It really just means that you
Oh
can't
my
go and
God.
cover it. But if I were to go into survival here, I can throw this down and it clears out a plush shape of the fire.
It's
and
so
also puts me
cold
out
out.
instant. So if you're fighting against like blazes or something, it's a great way to help yourself out. Or maybe you got like your friend on fire, like Observer in dire straits. No worries. Look at that. Or if you want, you could always use cauldrons, but I don't like the fact that cauldrons go down a level when you put yourself out like this. Here we've got speed running. By using small specific techniques to beat the game even faster.
I already had to put my blanket in the dryer to warm it up.
Now the obvious one of which is bed bombing the Ender Dragon. So if you turn on the hitboxes and get the head just right, and
In our heater,
no,
in our
hypothetically,
thermostat,
that's what you would do. I mean, there's a reason why this is what the top players do. You know what I'm saying?
up as high as it can go, and
regardless, I killed it. It's
I don't even feel warm. I don't feel that much warm.
My sacrifice wasn't in vain. I killed the Ender Dragon.
Bye, Clover.
Next section. Here we've got the Auto Sand Collector. Now this particular design comes from Fritz 34,000. If I update the Observer with this, I guess it's gonna update two of them. There. Look at this. We're collecting sand out of the desert by picking it up with the piston and then dropping it onto the trap door. It's not the most effective, but look, this is tileable. We can put multiple of these next to each other and just have
Hey, Bailey.
cleaning out desert and scan lines until it gets to dirt. And then I can go pick up 45 sand.
It's so
not
freaking
that bad.
cold.
Not having to use any kind of shovel or anything. I think that's a really cool system.
I'm good,
And
but
hey,
it's
not
cold.
exploits.
Bye, Knight.
All features that I would say are completely safe.
It's so
Not
freaking
gonna get
cold
patched
out.
We're not
I'm
changing
good.
anything.
I'm just
Now
cold.
we've got like our own little channel here. Awesome. Observer's sleuthing. It's sleuthing with a
Because
an always active
here,
command block.
night, it's
Alright, I guess this is 25.
0 degrees out.
We're overpowered because apparently Observer burrowing through the sand like this is the fastest way to get the item. Who knew? I think you're doing more destruction than the Ender Dragon. This is the Shulker Box loader and an unloader system. Now, by using a Shulker Box loader, what we would do is we'd fill in any kind of random item that we have. Now, in Observer's case, we always know steak is the answer, so we just fill up an absurd
yeah. That's the
amount of
reason why I
steak.
have my
And if I were to
blanket
just
like
give, like a Shulker Box or whatever, this is gonna
around
save
me.
us the time of having to worry about depositing any of our goods into the Shulker.
Yeah.
In a spectator mode, I can look into this
And later on,
over
and
again.
later,
You can see
it's supposed to be
here,
like
albeit slowly, but look, this is entirely hands-free, folks. Kind of like Observer always. If you want to output the stuff from your farm into something for compact storage, each one of these slots ends up being 27 stacks of stuff. That
in a few days from now, it's supposed to be -4.
Way to go. Now, if you're playing in older versions, you're going to want to pay attention to this one. This is one of the most overpowered things that Minecraft has ever added.
You'll probably see my new character. I hope you get better, Bailey.
You could go into clay
And
patches in swamps. Go 1, 2,
earlier, I think an hour or two ago,
6
I
blocks, and then a certain amount of blocks down, you would always find diamonds. The generation for clay.
I
was
released
linked
a new
exactly
long-form
to the
video.
generation for diamonds. So while the amount of blocks they had to travel were different based on
And it's my
like
dance
in
costume
1.16
tour.
You had to travel 7 blocks, but in 1.17 you could only travel 3. It did work in both versions, and it really wasn't until the world generation changes in 1.18 that we had to say goodbye to this. So get all the diamonds while you can.
That video is like
Auto honey block farm. The idea is that by having our bees
over
up here, with the minimum
30 minutes
required
long.
amount for them to be able to pollinate with these azalea leaves. We're then able to turn that into honey, collect it out into our bottles,
with that long.
auto-craft it into honey blocks, getting us a whole bunch of stuff. And the way that this works, because we're never losing the bottles in the crafters, it actually fills back in, and this design is completely self-sufficient. It reloads. Credit to Cubfan on this design. And then if you were to go and put this inside of the nether, then it would be even more efficient.
But this blanket is two
kelp wouldn't make such a great food source.
layers of fleece tied together.
So we're taking our kelp and putting it in, right? And then we're using that to just load up into our furnaces. And then as soon as we take one of the items out of here, we get all of the experience that's bottled up in the smoker as well. This design here is by Exumaboy. All that clicking that you're hearing, that's giving us kelp blocks, that's giving us all kinds of great stuff to cook with. Oh yeah, look at it. We're
freaking
cold.
cold.
Cook our kelp. It's a thing of beauty here, folks. Even if kelp does kind of look like trash bags, if I'm being honest. Observer brings up a good point. This is tileable, so we can put multiple of these in a row, and then that would let us just have all of this turning into kelp fuel. And then imagine just going through getting the experience from all of those at once. It's basically an EXP battery that also cooks all of your stuff. Here we've got moss. The reason that we brought moss down to this cave, or what looks like a cave, if I grab my netherite hoe and I bone meal the moss, I can instantly clear this out. And by the way, netherite is completely overkill here. You can use a stone hoe and still insta-mine. Now, the deep slate, which I wasn't able to insta-mine, is something that I'm able to clear away easily. And look, there's a reason why we've shown this trick off as one of my favorites. It's just so cool. When we did the July series and I had to dig down to bottom of the world for the Caves and Cliffs achievement where you fall out to the bottom of the world, I did part of that with a hoe and bone meal because it's just annoying to have to not be able to insta-mine deep slate even with haste 2, making it all reusable. The stasis
I'm sorry if I'm quiet. I don't want to use my voice as much, but I will talk.
Running the largest competition series in the world, and the marketing campaign behind it. All we need is
So I was able to find one of these animal mall rides on Facebook Marketplace. Now, it doesn't look anything like the one. Get my hands on one of those animal ride things at the mall, but it looks like they're basically...
Take them all over the mall.
Okay, alright, thank you. Alright guys, unfortunately I tried my absolute best to get my hands on one of those animal ride things at the mall, but it looks like they're basically impossible to get. So I was able to find one of these animal mall rides on Facebook Marketplace. Now, it doesn't look anything like the one in American Dream Mall, the stand, but I think overall I'm happy with how this thing came. So you'll notice it has all those flashing lights on it, and then it plays happy. It's quite dirty, and the rabbit's face is a little bit uncanny, but hey, it's pink.